All right, everyone. Are you ready? This is grand finals for Paddling Pool 228. My name is Bio. I am joined by the one and only Pat J, and we are bringing you the second clash between these two incredibly dominant teams, Exorcism versus Oro Jackson. These two teams fought in winners finals. Exorcism did fall to Oro Jackson all the way down to losers bracket, but they've crawled all the way up here again to give the matchup a second shot. And we're going to be going in here immediately into Splat Zones on Museum de Alfonsina.
Yeah, and we're not gonna get very much surprise, but from both teams in terms of composition. And like the question right now is Oro Jackson's team warmed up? Because Exorcism, they're just out of a very, very hot best of 5. They are ready to play right now, and Oro Jackson, if they're not as ready, like that could give a bit of an edge to Exorcism, which they kind of need, because Oro Jackson was so strong in that winners finals. And it looks like Exorcism is looking to move forward and maybe get some ground.
Yeah, but Exorcism kind of struggling a little bit, but they do actually manage to get 2 picks onto Oro Jackson. 3 picks now as Zenith does go down, and they have the zone secured. They are going in trying to get that lead. They are going to secure it, and the Kraken on Oro Jackson's spot is going to cause havoc, and they do actually get a pick onto the Wiper. Huge plays coming out, but the zap on this Exorcism is going to go down. Oro Jackson slowly starting to get some momentum here, especially as they get a pick on to 96. Zenith's going ham with that Ultra Stamp. All the members of Exorcism are going to be forced to back up, and Oro Jackson swiftly take back the zone for themselves.
Yeah, that was like great survivability by the 96. And what?
There is a TT on the side of Oro Jackson.
Okay, so we're not halfway through the game, so Oro Jackson is going to get their replay. But that's 1 DC for Oro Jackson, and that's 1 safety down for them. So kinda stressful. I mean, they'll be back into this game very soon. We know that Oro Jackson, it's just a fluke, but we've seen so many connections problem today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We've seen a lot of technical issues, and I don't know. It's definitely strange.
Yeah, it happens from time to time, and especially with that kind of heat that we're experiencing this summer. Lots of electronic equipment is kind of pushed to the limits, and we don't have the best netcode, do we?
Didn't Splatoon 2's didn't Splatoon 3's netcode actually worsen in the transition between Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3?
Yes and no. It's the exact same netcode, but Splatoon 3 is faster and has more things, and they changed a bit how ink is working. So because the game goes faster, and there is going to be more stress on the netcode. So, and we all know that netcode doesn't like stress very much. If anything, the moment you get lots of things happening, and there's a bit of a lag spike, things go down, and that's what we're seeing right now. But hey, everybody back in the lobby, we're going to be ready to replay that game. That was the replay for Oro Jackson, and it's just one bit of a problem, but we will be right back in with Museum and Zones. Both of these teams, I believe, will go in with the same comp, and we will see them right away doing the same thing.
Like you said, no composition changes since this is a replay. But at least these two teams now know what they're going up against, and we might see them switch up their strategies as they already have a feel for what the other team is going to be playing for. So we might see some things changed, even if it's not the weapon competition.
Yeah, lot is going, and it looks like Exorcism almost got a way better start, but Oro Jackson is still there. I mean, as long as you have your Eliter on the map, you still have a super jump spot and lots of zone control. And Yoshel with that Eliter is such a menace.
Yeah, but Zenith also with that Wiper getting so many picks onto the members of Exorcism, but Exorcism actually starting to get quite a bit of value out of the Kraken. It is going to get forced out by Yoshel's leader, but still, that 96 is set up on that right side very well. It's going to get challenged by Zenith. We don't know how to fight since it is off screen, but the 96 is going to jump out, still going to stay alive. Actually, I stand corrected. It is going to get hit from behind the wall, and Oro Jackson still going strong and show no signs of stopping, especially as Zenith gets a clutch Ultra Stamp throw kill onto the splatter shot on the side of Exorcism.
And no penalty was applied on them. Oro Jackson right now, they are less than 30 points away from a victory, and Exorcism, they have to just run into the zone, try to get that penalty down, and they get it. Zenith is going to have to go back to spawn right now because Exorcism is finally in control, and they are looking to advance onto Oro Jackson's platform.
Yeah, Exorcism have a golden opportunity here to make something happen, but that's not going to happen if they don't mind the crab tank coming out from Oro Jackson, and that is going to be a huge picks coming out. That is going to be 2 down on the side of Exorcism. Oro Jackson starting to snowball things. They get a clean pick onto Ori and a trade with the Zap player. That is going to be 3 down on the side of Exorcism. Oro Jackson very quickly going back onto zone, but the Sharizuka could be huge. Gets 1. Fishes for a second, not quite gonna get it, but that is still a massive pick onto Zenith, which is gonna give Exorcism a ton of space to move forward if they can mine Yoshel's E-Leader, which they're struggling to do, and once again we see them not quite able to get headway into mid.
Yeah, Oro Jackson back on the attack. It's 3 players down, and the Zap is going to move back. That means like Oro Jackson have all the room, all the control onto mid to do whatever they want, and they just need to hold for like 30 seconds. If they want to get that W, like that Ultra Stone getting punished was absolute key, but right now Exorcism need to run at the zone and paint. That pick is so good. They could get that penalty, they could get at least neutralized. Zone is neutralized, but Oro Jackson is still in there, and they have the numbers advantage. They just need to paint the zone and they win, and that's going to be game 1 going to Oro Jackson.
Yeah, Exorcism did definitely put up quite a fight there. They did have some great moments in some of those team fights, but Oro Jackson, they just never stopped. That Wiper Zenith was always in an active position. They were never wasting time. And that amount of uptime that Oro Jackson was showing off on the field there was a little bit too much for Exorcism to handle. And yeah, and also, I mean, to be fair, we do see how these two teams' play styles conflict. I mean, sure, Exorcism don't have they aren't so centered on a backline like Oro Jackson. Oro Jackson, of course, has that E-Leader. But regardless, Oro Jackson is still more aggressive. You know, they have that Wiper, they have those dualies. They can really go for some really aggressive picks right there in mid and on the flanks, which is something that Exorcism struggles with a little bit since some of their weapons can be dived pretty easily. That Slosher for one. So Oro Jackson is really doing a great job of taking advantage of those weaknesses in Exorcism's defense.
It's like Oro Jackson at the same time is able to hold ground, so much ground with the Eliter, but goes so forward so fast with the Wiper, and it's really like, because they're so good, they manage to stay cohesive as a team, even though they have like all of these play styles mashed together and they're able to do pretty much everything so well. And we're going to see if Exorcism is able to get a dent and stop that from stop the bleeding on Undertow Spillway Rainmaker.
We've correct me if I'm wrong, but we did see these two teams here on Undertow Spillway Rainmaker, if I'm not mistaken, in winners finals, unless I'm completely misremembering. But
I think so. Yes, it's where we had the KO by the Rainmaker that we really didn't expect to see, like just dodging the Kraken. So I understand why Exorcism wants to play this back, like not ending on this, but that's going to be a tough one because like Oro Jackson showed how good they could be on this map mode, and it's really on Exorcism to really find a way to make what Oro Jackson was doing not work.
For sure, and yeah. And also, maybe getting that, getting more consistent picks on the Rainmaker with the Kraken, because we don't want a repeat of what happened the last time these two teams clashed here.
Yep, and here we go. Let's see if Exorcism is ready to do the impossible and find a victory on Rainmaker. On Undertow, and Oro Jackson, Yoshel switching onto the ballpoint. Meanwhile, Romano going with the bucket to like lots of changes actually on the side of Oro Jackson. We see like Zenith no longer playing the Wiper. Like it is like we're playing against a very different Oro Jackson right now.
Yeah, definitely, and honestly, Exorcism may just be able to beat them at their own game, but that's not going to happen if they lose the interaction with the Trizuka. Great picks coming out from Oro Jackson right now. The shot player gets a 3-pick streak right now. 2 with the Zuka, 1 with the main weapon, and that has definitely got to have Exorcism shaking. They're going to have a swift... Wait, no, never mind. They're not quite going to get the first checkpoint, but they are going to waste a Trizuka, and I'm not sure if I agree with that, since Yoshel's Inkjet got some great value there, and it's only... Oh my goodness, and Oro Jackson is still going strong with Zenith on that Trizuka, getting so many picks. Just surprising amount of value getting from every single one of their Trizukas. And finally, Oro Jackson is going to be able to break through the checkpoint and set themselves up for even more progress on the Rainmaker as they get more and more picks and more routes towards the end.
Yeah, Oro Jackson looking to extend that lead, but that looks like the end of the push. Exorcism finally in control of the Rainmaker and getting picks after picks onto Oro Jackson. That's what you want to see, and we can see Exorcism like looking to push forward, get into mid. Oro Jackson is already right back in. Rainmaker is going to be reset, and Oro Jackson get the pop. So now all the paint on mid is yellow, and that's Zuka getting a few extra picks for Zenith. It's just a splatter shot for Exorcism right now, and Oro Jackson is back on the attack.
Yeah, this is honestly the big difference we're seeing between Oro Jackson and Exorcism. Zenith is getting such great and consistent value out of the Trizukas every single time. It's at least 1 pick, and whenever it's popped, compared to Yara's Trizukas, a lot of times they end up going out with 0 picks, and honestly, Oro Jackson is playing off of those Trizukas from Zenith like a charm, and we're seeing just how far it's getting them. This Rainmaker getting a pick onto one of the members of Exorcism. It is going to get shut down by the Kraken, which is a step up from the last time we saw them on this map, but it is still a lead of 27. A lead of 27 on this map, which can be pretty stally at times, is definitely a huge advantage for Oro Jackson.
Yeah, Oro Jackson is just taking that. Wait, was that a pick? Okay, there's someone here. Yes, that's Bromano just getting finally punished, but giving the rest of Oro Jackson the time to get the Rainmaker and get back on the attack. that was like quite a nice flank by Promenade. And right now, Exorcism, again on the defense, getting a few picks, but they have to get that Rainmaker and score some points. Exorcism has not scored a single point yet, and they get a wipeout. Okay, now they can score some points.
Yeah, now they can start moving on this left side. They're gonna have a free checkpoint here with those tri-strikes. 3 down, 2 down on the side of Oro Jackson. Actually, this could be huge. And they have that Kraken, but they need to be really careful with this Rainmaker, with that Inkjet that threatens to get a pick on the Rainmaker, and they do. That's 2 down now on the side of Oro Jackson still, though. Exorcism only have the zap down, but they need to be really careful.
And they
swipe the lead of 23, and with 60 seconds remaining, and with how this map is designed, just a few points of a lead when it's that extreme is huge for Exorcism, and Oro Jackson are now in peril. They actually stand to lose from this. They can definitely end up not quite getting the lead of 22, and with with a little bit more than 30 seconds left, and the Trizuka coming out and getting some clean picks. 2 down on the side of Oro Jackson. Exorcism still going strong. This could be terrible for Oro Jackson, but they get 3. They managed to get 3 onto Exorcism, and this might be what they were looking for. 20 seconds left on the clock. Oro Jackson need to step it up right now if they want to win this game.
Yeah, and they have just one last push to get back the 4 points lead that Exorcism managed to snag. And with that pick on the Rainmaker, that's going to be game. We are 1-1 into Grand Finals.
Yeah, and okay, I mean, I'm not sure if any of you saw it, but that was a pretty interesting lag thing from the Inkjet, just zooming around on those crates. But regardless, that is not the main event. What we all came here to see is the fact that it's that Oro Jackson and Exorcism are tied right now, and wow, finally, Exorcism managed to prove their worth and take back their reputation on this map. They beat Oro Jackson on the very map that they, well, I don't want to say choked, but that they had a very unfortunate play with the Kraken last time they faced in the winners finals.
Yeah, that was a very, very good game by Exorcism, and Oro Jackson now, they have to get the counter pick, and this is their first counter pick of the tournament, because this will be the first time they lose a game in the whole tournament. Not the first time they lose a game, but since counter pick started at least.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, you know, who knows? Maybe Oro Jackson are scrambling around in WC. Oh guys, well, what are we supposed to counterpick? We don't know, but no. Regardless, they do seem to have it all under control. It is going to be Splat Zones on Brinewater Springs coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, Brinewater Springs. If you have an E-liter on your team and you know how to play off of the E-liter, I can't blame you for going for Brinewater. Like, yeah, it's a good map for a good backliner.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is this is a great map for Oro Jackson with Yoshel's with Yoshel's E-liter. It could be really difficult for Exorcism to do anything. We all know how oppressive an E-liter is on a map like this, such a wide open space. The flanks being able to be policed by the other members. Oro Jackson could definitely just win at the weapon selection screen if they play the E-liter right.
Yes, and it is battle time. We will see what happens. And let's go. Like, this is game number 3, and we'll see. Okay, Yoshel back, of course, with the E-liter scope. No change in composition on the side of Exorcism. Meanwhile, it's a double crab tank on the side of Oro Jackson.
Yeah, honestly, very ambitious of Exorcism to go with a backline-less comp on a map like this. They must definitely know how to play their composition up against Yoshel's E-liter, because a lot of times it spells death if you don't have something to counter that E-Leader. But they do seem to have it under control with that Trizuka getting some clean picks. 2 down on the side of Exorcism, though. They are going to come back quick with the Tacticooler, and that double crab is not going to last long with Yaru on the case alongside that Kraken. But still, Exorcism is slowly losing members to Yoshel's E-Leader. And this is what I was talking about. If they're not really careful about that laser, they no matter how many picks they get onto Oro Jackson in one-on-one fights, they can get easily evened out by that E-Leader if they're not careful.
Yeah, and we are still fighting for mid right now, and it looks like both teams are just trying to get into there, trying to get the advantage. But it's just a death match here in mid, and it's kind of going Exorcism's way. The Oro Jackson is already back in there, already packed to the paint. And Exorcism has to move to the side, let Oro Jackson get the position.
Yeah, Oro Jackson really having an iron grip on mid. And you see they try to jump out, but Yoshel is on the case once again. And Exorcism, this is what I was talking about. They're already struggling finding it past mid because Oro Jackson, once they get some stuff going, that crab tank, that E-Leader set up with some picks under its belt can be really difficult. The Kraken gets a good pressure onto the crab tank, but they can't quite get the pick onto the end zap, and the end zap keeps on going straight forward. The the Tri-Strike going to try and get some value onto zone, does neutralize it, but it doesn't quite flip, and Oro Jackson have no penalty. They're still ticking down 9, 8, 7 maybe, but it's neutralized, and Oro Jackson are still going strong. No penalty yet. Exorcism haven't been able to flip it. 3 down. It's a wipe on Exorcism, and Oro Jackson managed to wipe it all the way down and secure themselves game 3 win and a match point on game 4.
Yeah, Oro Jackson is 1 game away from being your paddling pool champions, and Exorcism, if they want to get that, they need a very good counter pick. They need to find something that can allow them to get back in there right here, right now. And let's see where they decide to go, and we will see what happens. But given they know now that Oro Jackson can bring 1 E-Liter and 2 crab tanks, go on a map that's not too open, because it could be very bad for you.
Yeah, they need to be really careful. Exorcism is not in a position to give up even 1 more game, and honestly, they have a chance here. If they can just win 2 more games, they can take this set and move it to a bracket reset. But Oro Jackson is proving to not be an easy team to pull that off against.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. It's looking very difficult for them to do so. But depending on their counter pick here, if they can find something that Oro Jackson can really struggle on, this could definitely be doable for them. But regardless, it's going to be really difficult.
Given of how good these players are, I don't think it's about finding a map where Oro Jackson struggles on, because that doesn't exist. It's about finding a map where Exorcism plays its best and really manages to do what they couldn't do on any other map mode, like the way they did on Undertow Spillway.
It's honestly, Undertow Spillway, like you said, it was a great counter pick, and yeah. I think Exorcism can maybe bring back some of the maps that they faced Oro Jackson on if they feel like they've learned from them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, only time will tell. They're still deciding on their counter pick. They're definitely giving this a lot of thought, and I mean they should, because like I said, this is match point for Oro Jackson. No, not even match point; it's tournament point. So
yep.
Exorcism need to be really careful about their decision here. This could make or break their chance of a bracket reset.
And here we go, back to Rainmaker and into Humpback Pumptrack. That's I love to see Rainmaker. Rainmaker is always so cool into tournament. There's always a comeback that's possible, and we saw that in the previous Rainmaker game that Exorcism fixed. So I feel like if they want to create the surprise, Rainmaker is the right choice.
Yeah, I honestly, I have a soft spot for Rainmaker. I've probably rambled on about it during commentary, but I don't know. I just loved watching Rainmaker Humpback in Splatoon 2, and also because there were some really exciting sets, just Riptide 2019 Grand Finals between F2Win and something else where a top level team played Aerospray. But again, that's me getting ahead of myself. I really like this map for just for the amount of matches that I've seen on this map, and this could be another one of those greats. As honestly, Exorcism could have something really, really nice cooking up here. They could, because this isn't a map that we've seen either of these teams face off on in this counter pick part of the tournament. So definitely could see something that we haven't seen before.
Yep, and here we go. This might be the last game. Get some hype into chat. It is time for some more Rainmaker and Zenith with a Dynamo. Okay.
And a Sorella coming out from SYD.
Okay. Oro Jackson, what are you cooking?
I mean, they're definitely doing something, as they do get a trade, and I'm sorry, folks. I mean, I'm sure they're probably serious about this, but it's definitely something. The Oro Jackson have it set up on the right side, and actually gets killed for Wipeout on the Exorcism. This is what I knew it. They have something cooking up here. They know how they want to play this. The Tenebrella dominating this front angle. The Trizuka is going to get wasted, and the Inkjet from behind is going to get a clean blind side onto the Trizuka. The ball point is such a great position, but it is going to get camped, and Zenith is the last one alive in mid to hold this down. Gets a trade with Ori. That is still not going to be enough. Exorcism have a chance to push this forward now, but with Oro Jackson's extremely unorthodox comp, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, that looks pretty tough, and it looks like Exorcism is enjoying it very much and looking to get forward. They get that lead, they get some extra points, and Oro Jackson has to pop the Rainmaker now and try to get at it again. But come on, Dynamo, like, I love the weapon, but it's not good.
But hey, maybe Oro Jackson is determined to prove those sentiments wrong and show that this thing really is good. And especially when pairs with Sorella, as we're seeing them get some amazing value. 2 down on both sides, but the 96 is going to sneak behind. Can't quite get the pick, but that's a lead on the side of Oro Jackson, and that's all the way to 7. No matter how good Exorcism's push was, it's not enough. And wow. And they break it away again, almost to a knockout. They didn't watch out, and now Exorcism is in a terrible spot. They need to get a knockout to win this game. Oro Jackson really proving that there's nothing wrong with Dynamo. You guys aren't playing it right. And yeah, Oro Jackson in control, in the driver's seat, whatever you want to call it. They are dominating this match right now. They are just not caring about their weapon choices at all.
Yeah, and it looks like it looks like Exorcism is back on the attack actually, and getting some picks, getting themselves in position. But Dynamo is going to get in and get the trade. But that means, like, the thing is, Exorcism, they need a KO. to win this. They need to KO just to stay alive in that tournament. And right now, it's Ori just moving away, trying to keep these tri-strikes, just so that they can live another day and move in. Exorcism, they need something big to go their way twice in a row.
But with a minute 30 remaining, and Exorcism is struggling to just get out of their base region, this is not looking too pretty for them. They do manage to get the pick on the Rainmaker and get some paint set up in mid, but Zenith is still behind them with that Dynamo looking for a pick. I mean, he does not manage to even get a trade, but it's still a lot. Yeah, but it is still a lot of time wasted for Exorcism, and Oro Jackson are content just playing back. Look at this Fizzy Bomb spam from the ball point, just keeping Exorcism back. They have that Inkjet ready if they're trying to push. They are really content, really set up with how they're playing this right now.
Ooh, and the Inkjet is going to push the Rainmaker, force the Rainmaker to drop away, and with everything that Exorcism had pretty much down. Right now, Oro Jackson is just looking to get that Rainmaker down, and 30 seconds left. Oro Jackson has everything going their way.
Yeah, now Exorcism. No, Oro Jackson isn't even going to pop the Rainmaker because they know that they can just leave it there, and Exorcism won't get overtime. They're content just skirmishing in mid for as long as it takes, and they actually get a pick onto the Slosher player Ori. It is going to be a trade with SYD, but it's honestly looking really bad for Exorcism. They need to get the Rainmaker now, and they are going to get it. Yes, they do, but it falls off the map. Oh, you lose it. Oh, that's so unfortunate, and losing the map in the worst way possible. Dropping the Rainmaker off the map. That's going to be game 4. The set and the tournament going to your Paddling Pool 228 champions, Oro Jackson. Congratulations to them for taking the whole tournament with them back home.
And congratulations to Oro Jackson, and that's going to be us, Bio. That was the tournament. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And Bio, where can the good people find you?
Well, you can all find me on any Dapple Productions tournaments I cast, of course, but also you can find me on Twitter at bio__29. And tell us, Pat, you have a reputation, of course, for being always here in this paddling pool stream. But aside from that, where can we find you outside of this stream?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at PatOrTom, and that's pretty much it. Like I don't post that much, but usually when I do a commentary, you'll see me tweeting it at least. And we'd also like to thank Brony, our streamer, who likes to forget my Twitter. But Brony, if you can talk, where can the good people find you? Talk or type in chat. I don't know.
There you are.
Yeah. Our streamer not used to speak on stream. Hey.
Hello?
Hello. Okay, so we can hear Brony. Chat, can you hear Brony?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, they're there. Yeah, they can see you.
Should be?
They can hear
Okay,
you.
that's good. Okay, hello chat, hello commentators. You can find me on Twitter on Bravnir, and I stream a little bit on Twitch, Bravnir too. And yeah, thank you very much for commentating today.
No. I mean, at least I had a ton of fun. I can't speak for Pache, but I have a ton of fun.
Oh, I always have a ton of fun in Paddling Pool. And yeah, that was awesome. See you very soon for another tournament. There's Triton Cup on Friday. I believe you will be there, Bio, to commentate here.
Yes, possibly. But who you will see there, if I'm not mistaken, is Brownie also streaming that tournament. So definitely stay tuned for that. But regardless, yeah, thank you so much for tuning in for Paddling Pool 228. And yeah, stay tuned for future Double Production tournaments. That'll be myself and Pache signing off.